Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Contradiction, Spot the Liar. In the last episode, Ryan told us all about Lisa Blint, a young woman who apparently was disturbed or something, according to Ryan. She was on the course, she didn't have such a good time, and she was apparently so incensed by the things she saw that she decided to vandalize Ryan's car and write devil worshippers on the side. Yeah, a bit of a mess there. We're going to try and find her if we can. Now, before I do that, I would actually like to tell you about something that happened to me on Twitter. I do have a Twitter. The link is in the description below if you are interested in following me. No pressure at all, but the link is always there. So I have been tweeting out whenever I post, an episode of this, and a couple of times, Rupert Booth, the actor who plays Jenks, has actually liked and tweeted, or retweeted rather, those videos. I thought that was incredibly cool. And last Sunday, he actually wrote a little comment. It's gonna be on screen. I was shook. It felt like I was walking through a forest and a majestic stag just appeared, noticed me, and then went on its merry way. Like, I was real shook when I saw that message. I just think that's really cool. Alrighty then, now, I think, let me just start my timer. Alrighty then, we should probably try and find Lisa. I believe Ryan said it was the crappy house at the end of the lane? Something like that? Maybe
Could
here?
that be where Lisa lives? Run-down house at the end of the lane. That's what Ryan said, wasn't it?
Let's try it.
Is it Lisa?
Yes.
Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't take long. Thank you. I'll just go in here, yes?
I have to go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be here. What did you want to ask?
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers?
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, then they're putting demons inside them. You can see them.
See who?
Demons.
Where could you see them?
In the mirrors.
At Atlas?
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So, how did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them?
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself without seeing the other person.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older. It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled, with a wrinkled mouth, like she's dying. And then I realise I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her. I'm sorry, I have to go now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What a very fragile and disturbed person, and utterly convinced that Atlas are worshipping the devil. How are Ryan and Paul going to get out of this one?
I do hope you locked the door for her, Jenks. I do hope you locked the door after you went out. Again, really good sound design on that. I don't know if you caught it, but after they said devil worshippers, the first time it was brought up, there was a very slight echo on both Lisa and Jenks. Very slight echo. It was very effective. I know I've said this before. This is all very intriguing, but what does this have to do with Kate? I'm keeping in mind, Agatha Christie's rules for, committing murder. Generally speaking, there are 2 reasons to commit a murder: love and money, and that's generally it. This is really interesting, but I use this example a lot. It feels like The Wizard of Oz. Look at the big, head in the air. Oh, look at that. Don't look behind the curtain. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Look at the shiny face. Look at that. Oh, isn't it big and scary and intimidating? It feels like the game is dangling devil worshippers and cults in front of us so that we're not looking for the true culprit. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head. Lisa's accusation. You know what? I actually reviewed the footage from a couple of weeks ago. I think there was something I didn't ask Simon about, so I'm gonna go have a talk to everyone. I know the game kind of pointed us towards Ryan and Paul, but I want to speak to everyone.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Also, I want to check that I'm not missing out obvious. Because I'd absolutely hate to get to a point where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm really confused, and it just turns out I missed asking about, something with someone. That wasn't very good English. Whatever, you get what I mean. Okay, there we go.
Do you know anyone who is interested in or involved with devil worship?
Have you met Lisa?
Which Lisa are you talking about?
Mad Lisa. Lives on her own, doesn't like mirrors.
Yeah, I've met her. You think she's mad?
If you can't look at yourself in the mirror without seeing ghosts, you've got problems, don't you think?
How do you know her?
She came to the farm for some eggs a couple of times. Got talking to her once, that's all.
And what did she tell you?
Nothing much. Except she thought the devil was after her.
What did you tell her?
Told her the devil needs a good reason to be after you. But she was just like most people, really, blind to herself, except she's more extreme. That's all madness is. Being blind to yourself.
She did seem a little bit delicate. I think Jenks called her fragile. I think that's a very good way of putting it. And if you put someone who's a bit mentally fragile into a course like Atlas, where they're, you know, saying, oh, guilt is bad, fuck guilt, we should all say whatever we want and do whatever we want, I could see that taking a very large toll on someone who's a little bit delicate.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Atlas is definitely doing something weird. I don't know if it's a cult. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't 100% say, oh yeah, they're devil worshippers, they're a cult, blah blah blah. They're definitely doing weird shit. They're definitely doing stuff that is not typical on a business management course, but I guess what would be the point in making people think there are demons inside them? Paul is a businessman, like 100%. I think he's skeezy as fuck, but he's interested in money. I can't see him psychologically torturing people and then not turning a profit off of them. Does that make sense? With Lisa isn't earning him money. Lisa's vandalizing shit and probably going around telling everyone that, you know, like, oh, the people at Atlas, they're demon worshippers. That's not making him money. If anything, that's, you know, people might pay attention to her and decide, oh, I don't want anything to do with Atlas. She's taking money away from him. This seems like a red herring. This seems like, ooh, look at the shiny. Look at the shiny. Don't pay attention to the real story.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Again, let's just double check that I've got everything with you. I'm pretty sure it was just Simon that I missed something with, but again, it's always good to check.
Do you know anything about devil worship, Paul?
I beg your pardon?
Devil worship? Satanism?
Am I missing something here?
I heard Atlas had elements of Satanism on the course.
You are misinformed. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
So you've no interest in the occult?
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult any more than I have interest in pole vaulting, cheese making, or snake charming. Anything else you want to know that I'm not interested in?
That's fine, thanks.
It was his son who said he used to be interested in Satanism. It wasn't this guy, so I don't think that's a contradiction.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Into the pub. Ring, ring.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
Box of bottles. Yeah, looking good here. Okay, there we go. Do you know anything about Lisa?
Have you ever come across anyone interested in or involved with the occult?
As in black magic? No, why?
Atlas don't use occult techniques or anything like that?
Atlas? Not unless Ryan's got a secret he's not telling me about. Why, who's been talking?
Just a line of inquiry. Okay, thanks.
didn't... This is a bit dodgy, but didn't she say not a bit dodgy, that's the wrong word. This is a bit of a stretch. Didn't she say that what's his face? Oh god. Yeah, James casts spells in the woods. Okay, yeah, I thought that was a bit of a stretch, but okay, good stuff.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
And we leave the pub without ordering anything to drink. Sad times.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
I know I'm being a bit finicky here, but it's always good to check. There we go.
Have you ever heard about there being devil worship at Atlas?
Devil worship? No. Definitely not. Who said that?
It's just something I heard. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, even Emma, who has absolutely no loyalty to Atlas, she didn't like the course. You know, she feels really guilty about Liam's death because of this course. She has absolutely no reason to defend them, and even she's saying there's no devil worship. I think, like I said, I think Lisa's not exactly in a good place mentally, and going to Atlas and experiencing the doll burning and, you know, all of that, auto-hypnosis, I think it really just exacerbated her situation, and it just... I think she saw stuff that made her uncomfortable, and the first thing her brain leapt to was devil worship.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay, Simon, I am like 99% sure there's something I never asked you about. I think it was the guitars, to be honest, but again, we might as well check. There we go, yep.
What do you know about Ryan's guitar collection?
Not a whole lot. I know he brought a guitar to one of the groups once, at the end of one of the stages. That's the only time I've seen him with a guitar.
Okay, so that was very little information, but still, I'm glad we saw that.
What do you know about devil worship?
Devil worship? Where?
At Atlas.
Devil worship at Atlas? No, there's none of that.
Everyone's saying no.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
There's no devil worship, just a bunch of weird shit. And weird shit might be weird, but that doesn't automatically make it devil worship.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
And again, just to be on the safe side. And then I don't have to do this again. Okay, yeah. Good stuff.
Has devil worship ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa Blint?
You would be. She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blint, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems, diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers.
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
I was gonna say, why would she offer why would she accept psychological help? And I understand they were probably saying, like, oh, we'll pay for you to go see a doctor. Like, you know, Paul and Ryan aren't gonna offer her counselling themselves, but, like, who's to say that they couldn't have bought off the doctor? That's probably what Lisa was thinking. Oh, no, this is one of your friends. This is one of your pals who's a devil worshipper like you. Of course I'm not going to go there. Also, doesn't know anything about devil worship. You talking bullshit. Yes.
Aha. So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously, I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing. We encourage them to see things differently, that's all. And some people simply aren't up to that. Some people, like Lisa, that's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This. We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look. Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Oh, touch wood, so far, yes.
Can I keep a copy of this? I wonder how much importance they actually give to this test. And what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway?
I'd put money that unless something really major gets flagged up on the application, it's the fact that they're still reusing stuff from when they were Third Eye. They haven't really evolved all that much. This kind of seems like a really elaborate money grab. That's all this seems like. And generally speaking, with those kinds of businesses, they really don't care. They don't care about the people on their course. They just want to get the money and then, you know, like, oh, do the thing, da-da-da-da-da, now piss off, but oh, more people, yeah, oh, yeah, fill out this aptitude test. Like I said, unless something major crops up, would they really do anything? And what's to say that everyone's going to be honest? What is the likelihood of Paul and Ryan following up with, like, okay, you said that this was your GP, we followed up and they say that you have a history of severe mental problems and you didn't put that on the test. Like, they don't seem like people who would do any follow-up research. Also, not to put too fine a point on it, you don't want any more Lisas, yet 2 people who have apparently committed suicide got on the course. People who commit suicide generally aren't in the best mental state, so what has this aptitude test accomplished? I'd I don't know.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Okay. Again, we now have this aptitude test, so again, let's check what everyone has to say.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Did you do a test before you started at Atlas?
Oh, yeah. It was all just questions about if I had any illnesses or mental health problems or stuff like that, you know. But they didn't actually ask for any proof, so I could have lied through your teeth on that one. Don't think they actually checked.
Interesting.
What did I literally just say? God damn. They didn't even ask for proof. It's one thing to not check, but to not even ask for proof. God, oh, okay. That sounds like lawsuit central. That is begging for someone lies and then this exacerbated my condition. I'm gonna sue you because you didn't check what I wrote on the aptitude test.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Emma.
Have you seen one of these before?
No, not this one exactly, but we had to fill something similar in on the first night at Atlas. One of those aptitude tests, fitness and stuff like that.
Okay. Here's the thing, that implies they've changed this up. You know, in between when Simon and Kate joined Atlas, and now.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
That's a little odd. Again, I can just use the map.
Ask about a few more things, please. Do you know anything about this?
It's the aptitude test, isn't it, for Atlas? What do you want to know?
Do you know why it was introduced?
I think they had some trouble with some unsuitable students. I suppose you have to be careful who you work with.
She's still so smug. I have a very uneasy feeling about Rebecca because she's so smug and it's an aptitude test. Why do you need to come off as superior over an aptitude test?
Thank you. Probably be back later.
And I believe they live just down here. Yes.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test, exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it because we had a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
And what do you think it was that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
I swear down, somewhere in here, he mentioned something like, "Oh, you can't be be hurt doing the things we do. Where would that be? Maybe?
Aha. So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and 2 others commit suicide. Some of your students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With who?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Interesting admission that Kate flirted with him. There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that.
Where... Oh god, where would that be? Where... What about Emma, Paul? What about Emma? Okay, I'm out of time for this episode. I love Jenks in there. Just, did you respond? Like, he was like a teenage girl for a minute then. He was like, ooh, did you respond, Paul? Oh, I love this game. I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's beautiful. Okay, in the next episode, I think we are going to start off with a contradiction straight away, but until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.